Will this 10,000 euro analog limiter make your tracks louder than plugins possibly can? Let's find out in today's plugin versus hardware. In today's video, we are going to take a look at this analog limiter by Hum Audio called the LAAL or the LAAL. That stands for Look Ahead Analog Limiter. Because yes, it has a look ahead built in, which is not so common in the analog domain. So this unit behind me uses an analog delay line to create a look ahead time of 0.2 milliseconds. Now, what a look ahead does is that it sends the signal to the sidechain of that limiter a little bit before the audio actually hits the audio circuit, so the limiter can respond, can start limiting before the actual audio hits the audio circuit. Okay, so imagine this. You are a limiter and your job today is to tame all the transients that are coming your way. If you cannot see the transients before they get to you, you're always going to respond a little bit too late, which results in the initial transient still poking through. If you could see them coming, you can prepare yourself and you can make sure that you already start to limit before the actual transient gets to you. That is exactly what the look-ahead circuitry in this unit does. It already sends the audio signal to the sidechain of that limiter, so the limiter starts working before any of the audio and any of the transients hit the circuit. Before we jump into the first audio file, I want to say a big thank you to Turnlab for sponsoring today's video and sending this unit over to me. If you haven't checked out their website yet, head over to turnlab.be to find anything from amazing LAAL limiters to other pro audio gear to synths and a lot of vintage gear as well. So go check that out. The first thing I want to do is try the limiting capabilities of this limiter, obviously, and I'll be using the track High Note by Vogel. If you want to see how I mix this track, I've got a mix breakdown covering the entire mixing process, and you'll find that on the members section of my YouTube channel. In the analog domain, I got the LAAL as my hardware unit, and in the box, I will be using the Fabfilter Pro-L2 as it's one of the most frequently used limiters in the box. Okay, with digital limiting, you kind of want to keep the output from going all the way to 0, so you're going to put that down to -0.2 in my case, and then we can push the gain up on the limiter and get into that gain reduction. I will be doing the same, and I will be using the output controls of the LAAL to end up on -0.2 in my converters as well.
Find out a way how to run with the wave. Somehow we come after dance in the rain. I go where life goes. We alive though. We alive. Don't leave it on a high note.
Okay, so on this track I've chosen to limit about 3 dB. So let's go and do the same on the LAAL.
Find out a way how to run with the wave. Somehow we come after dance in the rain.
Okay, so in this particular track there are still a lot of dynamics that I want to tame, and as we know from previous plugin versus hardware videos, hardware compressors tend to have an easier job when dealing with more gain reduction than plugins do. So let's see if that is also the same between the Fabfilter Pro-L2 and the analog LAAL limiter.
Find out a way how to run with the wave. Somehow we come after dance in the rain. in the rain. I go where life goes. We alive though, we alive though. Leave it on a high note.
Okay, so besides being a limiter, this unit has a lot more functions, and let's go over the controls on the faceplate right here. It's really confusing to me, first of all, that the knobs are mirrored. So as you can see, you've got the input here on the left channel, and then the right channel is over there as well, and then with the output you get the same. It's kind of like drawing with two left hands. If they wanted to keep it symmetrical, I respect the OCD. Yeah, it is what it is.
5 minutes later.
Yeah, so I'm dialing in this unit and you can immediately see what happens, right? I'm turning down the input here by 4 dB and turning up the output here by 4 dB, and I'm doing exactly the opposite on the other side. So yeah, that's why this unit does not make sense to me. The unit does not have a threshold control. It has a fixed threshold, and you're using the input gain to gain things beyond the threshold and then taking the output down to get your level back to where you wanted it to be. You've got a coarse gain on the input and output, as well as a more fine gain. The coarse gain has 2 dB steps and the fine gain has 0.2 dB steps. Below all of those controls, you've got the release time, and there's 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, and 100 milliseconds. In the middle of the unit, you've got these gain reduction meters and your input meters. And don't get it confused, but all of these steps, every light here is 0.2 dB. So it looks like it's doing about 10 dB of limiting over here, but it's actually only doing 4 or 5 dB. One function I really like is the peak hold, and that holds the lowest peak of your gain reduction for a little bit longer, so you can more accurately see how much it is limiting. Underneath that, you've got the dynamic transient, which I'll get back to later, but that's a really cool function. You've got a transformer over here that engages a really high quality transformer. According to the manual, maybe it's just a shitty transformer, but we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know.
You've got a detect, link left and right, so the detector circuit will be linked through the left and the right, so it will respond to the same signal. And then you've got the stereo width, which is this stereo width control. The only weird thing to me is that the power button is almost exactly the same as all the other buttons, and my intrusive thoughts really want me to turn it off. I'd much rather would have had like a knob here or somewhere out of the way that I'm not pressing stuff and then by accident turning the unit off. Then you've got 4 bypass buttons down here. You've got the limiter bypass, so that will bypass the limiting, but you can still use the stereo width control and the transformer, or you can do the 2 in the middle. That is a hard bypass, and then it just bypasses the entire unit and all the functions on it. Well, that was my sales pitch. I hope you are going to buy it. I do not get a commission. I wish I negotiated that a little bit better, but let's listen to some audio files. Okay, so for the second file, let's grab a new track by Dafne Adriana called Coming and Going, and let's have a look at that stereo width control and how that compares to a plugin in the box. And today I'm using the Stageone plugin by Leapwing Audio. A producer friend of mine who owns the LAAL recently told me that he really likes how the transformer manipulates the stereo with control. So let's go through those steps to see how that functions with and without the transformer. For the last audio file of today, I want to dive into the unreleased track of my friend NoahDjim called Slip and Slide, and we're going to have a good look at the dynamic transient function in particular.
Easy, tease me, you do it alright, you may stay the night and let it slip and slide, slip and slide.
And to explain what the dynamic transient function is, I kind of need to grab the manual and find where it says something about that. Because according to the manual, the dynamic transient function is an extraordinary and absolutely unique feature of our limiter. Okay, cool. This function is responsible for regenerating transient proportionally to the limiting level. It also plays a major role in preserving space and details in your sound as you intend. I've got no clue what that means. Maybe you do. Drop it in the comments. What it sounds like to me is a technique that I sometimes use, which is adding a transient designer to emphasize the transients before you do your final limiting stage. So you push up your transients and then you limit it, and then your transients stay alive a little bit more. Okay, so let's grab the SPL transient designer, which is what I like to use most, and then dial up the attack a little bit and then go into the Fabfilter Pro-L and compare that to the dynamic transient function on the LAAL limiter.
Mine, slowly, softly, rewind. Easy, tease me, do it alright, you may stay the night and let it slip and slide, slip and slide. Mine, slowly, softly, rewind. Easy, tease me, you do it alright, you may stay the night and let it slip and slide, slip and slide.
Alright, that is it for this plugin versus hardware video on the LAAL and plugins in the box. It's a bit of a different video, but hey, I had a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun as well. Drop down in the comments what you think, and if you are going to spend $10,000 on a LAAL limiter to make your tracks louder. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to stay up to date on new plugin versus hardware videos, on mix breakdowns, on recording walkthroughs, and everything that goes on in the studio. And if you want to take a deeper dive into all of that, you can always become a member. I'll see you on the next one. Later!